This expansion has been a long time coming. I can't begin to tell you how many people we have to thank for this becoming a reality. Through the program, we'll thank many, many people. I personally express appreciation to all the taxpayers of Starr County and to all the voters of Starr County. They are the ones that made it possible. And we have been showing photos of some of the buildings, and I'll review that with you in a few moments. But I want to first of all thank our mariachi from La Grulla High School, Grulla de Plata. Thank you very much for being here with us. And without ado, I'm going to just get the program started and begin with Dr. Alejo Salinas, Jr., who serves as chair of our Board of Trustees. So, Dr. Salinas.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. Good morning to all. It's a big pleasure for all of us to be here to see these beautiful facilities that all of you have contributed to. We're very proud of what we've done. Dr. Reed has already thanked the voters, taxpayers of Starr County for that, and I had that intention in mind too, so there goes a double. And so with that, I'd also like to acknowledge that administration works very, very hard in putting these buildings together, making sure that all the programs that we need are in place, and spend many, many hours in that area. But equally so, we have 7 board members that spend a lot of time reviewing what others have recommended to us as a board. And it is very painful being a board member and having to look at all the details and what we need and what we may not need, and it's hard to cut out anything. It's easier to add, which we've done a lot of times. We've added to the programs that we have. But in the end, it's certainly worth it because we have done a beautiful job for Starr County. And I know that the students who are going to be the primary beneficiaries of all of these are going to be using them very wisely and will be prepared for the future. I know that every time we come to this area, we see developing things going on. I certainly do when I have an opportunity to visit Rio Grande City and Roma and other parts of Starr County. And so it's great that we have this investment for this county. And what a beautiful thought when the South Texas College District, which includes Hidalgo and Starr County, was originally created. There were great minds that were involved in that decision, and we have to be very appreciative to all of those people that came up with that idea, because now we have some beautiful things going on, beautiful opportunities for the community, beautiful opportunity for our students, and certainly for all of the residents of Starr County. From the Board of Trustees, thank you very much to all for all you have done to contribute to this effort.
Thank you, Dr. Salinas. And let me take a moment and introduce the other members of the Board of Trustees for South Texas College. Mrs. Graciela Farias represents Western Hidalgo County. Mr. Paul Rodriguez, who chairs our Finance Committee. And Mr. Gary Gerwitz chairs our Facilities Committee. So thank you one and all for the contributions, and as Dr. Salinas said, this was not an easy undertaking. Now, I want to give Ms. Benavides, whoops, I'm getting hand signals. You didn't introduce Rose. Well, I'm going to introduce Rose. You all know Rose Benavides, who represents Starr County, represents District 1. She's done an incredible job representing this part of the college district. She has fought relentlessly for the buildings that you will have a chance to tour. She wasn't shy about it. She was very clear what she needed and expected for Starr County. And you should be very proud to have the caliber representation you do have in Starr County. So Ms. Benavides, please share some comments.
Her evaluation already passed a month ago, so just so everybody knows. Well, good morning, everyone. I am so thrilled to see a room full of people that have not only taken part in getting us to this date. Back in December 2016, we were not far from here, right outside, celebrating a groundbreaking. And we told you that day that what we were planning to do was bring the vision of every voter and every student in Starr County and every resident in Starr County to fruition. And it wasn't an easy job. When you have 16 buildings or 16 projects happening at the same time, you know, you think you make a lot of friends because there's a lot of contractors, there's a lot of project managers, there's a lot of engineers, architects. Well, I probably wasn't their best friend for the last 16 months. But let me tell you what I do know. I know that in every brick that is laid in these buildings are the hope and dreams of this community. In every layer of concrete, we are cementing the future of every person in this community. Whether they're young, whether they're old, they know that in the walls of these facilities is hope. And what we hope to bring everyone moving forward is the idea that South Texas College is not a backup plan, but is the forefront to an affordable, quality education. So I want you to take a moment and give each and every one of you a round of applause because you made this happen. I have spent a little over 7 years visiting with many students, with many residents, with many young students that are not even thinking about college yet. And we've set pathways for them to understand that right down the street from them is their chance to go to college. We've adopted elementaries where we visit with young pre-K, first, second grade students and tell them that college is not an aspiration, it is a necessity that is available to them. And we're going to spend the rest of our time on this board making sure that every young child knows that going to college isn't something they have to hope and wish for. It is something that we can make happen for them. I have seen firsthand families that have gone from picking crops and in one generation have changed the trajectory of their family and of this community's lives. And I will ensure that as we're moving forward, that continues to happen in this community. When we decided that it was time to go up for a bond, we knew it was going to be a challenge. We were asking every person to say, it's okay for you to tax me more. But what we learned is that every one of those people that voted yes didn't just vote yes to get taxed. They voted yes to invest in themselves. They voted yes to invest in the future. And they voted yes to make it possible that we're celebrating this momentous occasion today. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope you enjoy these wonderful buildings because they're yours.
Thank you very much. Mr. Gary Gerwitz is one of our founding board members. No, Mr. Gerwitz, come on, don't sit back down on me. one of our founding board members. He was appointed to the board by Governor Ann Richards. He has had the courage and the tenacity to be on this board. September will be 25 years. He serves as chair of the Facilities Committee. He is the one that is, as I look at faces, I see contractors, I see Mr. Gallegos with Broadus and Associates. He has been twisting everybody's arms and ears. Get these done, get it done right, get your bills in or we're not paying you. Gave him some ultimatums. And last week, I think we paid off 26 projects. Quite an incredible task, and I can tell you it wouldn't have happened if Mr. Gurwitz hadn't single-handedly corralled all these professionals and said, my God, get this done. Thank you, Mr. Gurwitz.
Thank you. I wish I was running for something in Starr County. But as far as Starr County buildings are concerned, the one who was saying get this done is Rose. You know, I'm looking around. I've been doing this longer than most of the people in this room, most of the people. I started trying lawsuits here in probably 1961. I was coming to Starr County all the time. So I knew a lot of people in Starr County at that time. Of course, you knew all the lawyers, you knew all the doctors, you knew all the highway patrolmen and the deputy sheriffs. You know, you can't keep track of that now. But I also had the pleasure of being at the beginning of this campus. There are not too many here who've had that pleasure. When we started in 1993, this was all farmland, as I recall, except for the hospital, which was south, and the high school, which was north. Otherwise, this was all open land. And with the great encouragement of the county officials and the cities, all this planning was done, and all this land was acquired, and all the visions were starting to be developed about what could happen in Starr County if we built this campus. And I've been here to see what has happened in Starr County and what it has added to this community, both the economy and all the people in this community, and the standard of living and the way of life, and as Rose said, the hope they have for the future. So it's been a lot of pleasure that I've gotten out of being here all of that time. And one of the personal pleasures that I got, of course, was serving with Manuel Benavides from the very beginning. He was quite a guy. I was quite impressed. I never knew Manuel. I tried a lot of lawsuits here. I never got him on a jury, and he never was in trouble, so I never saw him. But I was so impressed with Manuel from the very beginning, and we hit it off so well from the very beginning. And his vision for this was so prescient, was so accurate, that he knew, and he said, I know if you do these things, this will happen, and it has happened. And his enthusiasm was infectious, and so I got infected a little with it. And it was a pleasure to walk arm in arm with Manuel until his unfortunate passing. But we were lucky to have Rose succeed him. And Rose has been every bit as stalwart a spokesman for this community, every bit as much of a visionary for what can develop if you can have the time and the energy and the resources and the money to spend on the resources. And she was constantly at the forefront. And what Rose had, well, let me back up a little bit. When Rose came in, things were more complicated than when Manuel was here, because education and the delivery of educational services got so much more complicated and so much more expensive. So the difficulties in serving were so much more, and the time needed was so much greater than it had been. And Rose was there and ready to go, and she brought to the board a unique experience and perspective that no one else on the board had. And that was very valuable, and she was valuable not only to Starr County, but to the operation of the college in particular. And what she has is experience and continuity, and that's what we need in the operation of this board. That's what we've had, and with the leadership of Dr. Reed and Dr. Salinas and the service of the other board members, we're very proud to have been involved in delivering this absolutely beautiful campus that you have, and to participate in all of the progress that has been made in this community as a direct result of the campus, of this campus and what we have been able to deliver. And thank you very much for all of your support. When we go around and talk about the college, there's no one that shows appreciation for the college more than Starr County, and we appreciate you, and thank you very much.
This tremendous expansion wouldn't have been possible without such strong support from all our elected officials, all the way from Senator John Cornyn, and thank you, Ada, for being here, Representative Vincenzi Gonzalez, thank you for representing him, and Representative or Congressman Cuellar had planned on joining us, but was not able to at the last minute. They're quite a flutter in Washington as we read. But he did put together a video, and we'd like to take a quick moment and share that with you.
Hello, this is Congressman Henry Cuellar. Wanted to say, first of all, to Shirley Reed, Dr. Shirley Reed, congratulations for the leadership that you provided for so many years to the South Texas College. Great job. Also to the school trustees, my friend Rose Benavides, and all the other members of the school trustees, I just want to say thank you, because without your leadership, without the vision, we wouldn't be here. To the professors, to the instructors, everybody that's that part of the South Texas College, thank you so much, because what you've done is you provided what I call a game changer for Starr County, because when you started here years ago in Starr County, you were able to provide something that was going to change the lives of so many students, not only for Starr County, but for the surrounding area. Over the years, I've seen the South Texas College expand, and now, of course, with this new health science building, again, congratulations, because you're going to bring in a different component, a component that's needed, and that is in the health field for Starr County. So to all of y'all, to the South Texas College team, congratulations. I want to be part of your team because you excel, you do the right thing, and this is what we need for Starr County. Congratulations.
Welcome, Mayor. You're late. He was trying to find a parking place. We always have to look to the state capitol for resources and for funding. And we're very appreciative to have Representative Ryan Guillen on our side. It's not an easy job. Everybody is competing for funds, competing for legislation that will advance their cause. But Representative Guillen is always there for us, always listens, always does everything he can to respond to our needs. And I want to give the representative a chance to make some remarks.
Thank you. Thank you all for having me here. You know, they told me that Henry was in Afghanistan, and I wondered if he was going to come out off of the fighter jet with the mission accomplished sign in the back, but I guess not. He thought of a different way to do it. But thank you all for having me here. This is one room I hadn't been in. I don't know how long it's been here, but I had never. It's a new one, yeah. So there's always expansion here, and that's great to know. First and foremost, I appreciate the opportunity to be here today to help celebrate this expansion. It seems just like it was yesterday that we were that we passed the bond, and we had that election, and then just like yesterday, and I guess it was already been 2 years when we had the groundbreaking. But obviously, this project has come a long way, and it's in no small part due in part to thanks to Dr. Shirley Reed and the Board of Trustees, and Arturo Montiel over here, and his leadership, and of course we also have a former director, Mr. Sines, who's here too, who was here for so many years and did great things here as well, and contributed a great deal to the expansions over the years. And of course, due to the leadership of our very own Rose Benavides, who's on the board and who's done a tremendous job. Of course, this project wouldn't have been possible without the voters of Starr County, who played an integral role in approving the bond. These days, passing a bond is quite difficult. No matter where you live in Texas, it's very, very difficult. And I think that it highlights the important theme here, which is the importance of building for the future. Today, we're celebrating a great investment here in Starr County, and a great investment in our youth, a great investment in the future of Starr County. And we're celebrating because a lot of people got together and recognized just how important education is to our community, just how important it is to our future, and the vital role that this institution plays in our community. It reminds me of something Warren Buffett said that I've always liked. He said, "Predicting rain doesn't count, building arcs does." We all know that higher education improves the livelihood of people in our communities in the way that almost nothing else can. And it creates for our children an untold number of opportunities to further their career, to be able to support their families, and to participate in our economic growth of this community and of this region. We all know the benefits, but what counts is that we did something. We did something when we first opened the Starr County campus years ago. We did something each time we've expanded this campus and educational facilities in this community. And we're doing something here today by opening this expansion. And I know that with great leadership, as we have here today, we'll continue to do something by ever increasing opportunities such as the Energy Institute, which will help train the next generation of our oil and gas workforce. Since the opening of this institution here in Starr County has seen a large increase in the number of people pursuing a degree and or vocational training. And in recent years, Starr County's unemployment rate has dropped from 22% to as low as 8%. Average yearly wages have gone up by 8%, and over 600 new businesses have opened their doors right here in Starr County. Obviously, a lot goes into improving economic conditions, and a whole lot more remains to be done still. But it is no coincidence that our economy has improved at the same time that we've opened the doors to institutions of higher education like this one. And it's no coincidence that these are increasingly accessible, that these opportunities are increasingly accessible to our students right here in our hometown, right here in our communities. Much has been done by so many to see that the people of Starr County have access to higher education and workforce training and to the opportunities that they so well deserve. And through great institutions like this, and with great leadership, we will continue to work to make this town, we will continue to work to make this community this region an even better place to live, work, and raise a family. Congratulations to STC, and congratulations to the people of Stark County. God bless y'all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Another great partner is Stark County. And without the judge working with us, we would have not accomplished as much as we've been able to accomplish. It's been a great partnership. You're a great supporter, a great advocate. You sing our praises all the time. We sincerely appreciate it. I want to give you a moment to share some comments with our friends.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. You know, one of the problems with speaking towards the end is that you repeat a lot of things that have been said already. But that's okay. We don't mind that. Good morning and welcome to Stark County. You know, it's amazing what can be accomplished when a community comes together. Just a few years ago, none of these buildings were here. Not one of them, as has been said before. And yet, thanks to our community, a community of educators, businesses, certainly our federal and state elected officials, and civic organizations, and most importantly, again, our citizens of Stark County. This has been accomplished. I believe one of the strongest points of our county is that, as has been mentioned, due to Stark County, not one but two bond issues have been passed. And, I'm sorry? Three. Well, but I think two of them, Stark County was critical, and maybe all three of them. All three? Okay. But the first one, I think I wasn't around yet. But anyhow, it's a testament to our community and our people. I remember there was a 10 cents or a nickel bond that was passed towards the beginning of when I became judge, and Hidalgo County voted it down. It was Stark County that we had enough voter turnout to pass it. And we got a lot of heat from Hidalgo County, McAllen, the media. And the media would call and they wanted to know how a county that was so economically deprived would pass a bond issue to pay more taxes. And my answer was always, it's just that. It's testament that our people are hungry for education. They realize that the only way out of poverty is through education, and they want higher education in our community. And I think that investment that we have, or the investment or our return that we're getting on our investment has, come back many times over. As was mentioned by Ryan Guillen, our unemployment 20 years ago hovered right at 35%. We were able to get it down to single digits. We're back up a little bit, but we've got some projects coming up in Rio Grande City that we're hoping that will get back down to single digits in the very near future. And all that, I want to give credit to the college, because I believe our people have always wanted to work. Unfortunately, it was a farming community, and our people didn't have the skills to do very much other than work in the fields. Thanks to the college, that has changed. We have nurses, we have welders, we have truck drivers, and we have professional people that have been produced or a product of this college. So we're sincerely thankful for everything that the college has done for our community. As was mentioned, we have a great working relationship with SDC and the board. The board has always listened to us and worked with us. Rose Benavides, what can I say? She's one of ours, and and I know she can be a pain in the posterior, if you don't listen to her. And Rose, I thank you for that. I thank you for that. Because a lot of times that is what's needed. But I don't think the board has ever, I guess, said no to any of our requests. Dr. Reed, always very available for any of our needs and anything that we need. So now that, by saying all that, that doesn't mean that we need more things. We will continue working with the board and staff, administration, to hopefully continue growing here in our campus, to bring other educational options to our citizens and our students. But again, we're thankful for everything that has happened. Again, congratulations to the board, Dr. Reed, and more importantly, the citizens of this county who were willing to sacrifice out of their limited resources for these facilities. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Judge. That first bond issue, that was the bond issue where the voters decided whether to have a community college or not. Hidalgo said no, Starr County said yes, and they approved a modest $20 million that got us started. But if Starr County had not approved the creation of the college, it would not be in existence. So a big round of applause. Another great partner, the city of Rio Grande, or Rio Grande City, let me get it straight. Mayor, you've always been there for us. You were part of the STC team at one time. You went on to do other things. We so appreciate the partnership, all the work that you have done to make this possible. Mayor, would you come up and make some remarks?
Although I was late, it is still a glorious day in Rio Grande City, Starr County proud. It is my distinct honor and privilege to say a few words on behalf of the great city of Rio Grande City, a historic community with modern appeal that embraces a high quality of life and where people come to live, to work, and to enjoy life. Welcome. It is without question that Rio Grande City has enjoyed tremendous growth, prosperity, and success over the last decade. It is also true that South Texas College, a premier institution for higher learning, is an invaluable partner and collaborator in our success. Benjamin Franklin said it best: an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. South Texas College has transformed the landscape of Starr County. It has infused our economy with billions of dollars in human capital, property values, capital assets, long-term investments, economic growth and prosperity, salaries and benefits of past and future graduates. Make no mistake, the return on investment has paid and will continue to pay 1,000-fold. And that is not an exaggeration. Let us continue working together, partnerships, collaborators, for the betterment of our communities and for the future leaders of tomorrow. Congratulations to South Texas College and its leadership for having the vision and fortitude to make a dream a reality, and for improving the quality of life of so many. Once more, congratulations and thank you to South Texas College, a premier institution for higher learning. Thank you and God bless.
He should have been an evangelist. Well, there's still time, Mayor. And the mayor of Roma has the good fortune of being one of our last speakers. You are very lucky, but I do want to also sing your praises and thank the city of Roma, the Roma ISD, great partner. We have an outstanding dual enrollment program in Roma. Students from Roma participate in our various academies. Just very strong, gifted, and talented students go into that program, and they do incredibly well. They go to major universities across the country. So I thank you for being such a strong partner and for your commitment from the city of Roma and from the school district. So please come join us for some comments.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. Thank you all again. Thank you to STC for the opportunity to be here this morning on behalf of the citizens of Roma. They usually do this and they put me after Joel Villarreal, which is always a tough act to follow, you know, with that enthusiasm that he always has. But that's good. And like Judge Vera said, when you speak close to the end, there's a lot of things that you hear again. But I do have some prepared remarks, some of the things that you've heard before. But it's all good. So there are things that we can't hear enough. So anyway, since the inception of Stark County campus, we have seen a real and positive impact on the lives and livelihood of Stark County residents. It all has to do with gainful employment and improving the quality of lives of our residents. I see this firsthand and on a regular basis. I come from the banking community here in Stark County, and as a lender, I have seen families that are now in their third generation customers of our bank, and I have seen the improvement in their lives, the quality of life, from generation to generation. I have seen over time an improvement in family household income and an improvement in families having access to credit. These things come about for various reasons, but the one underlying factor that is different for the younger generation of today versus their parents and grandparents is education. Education leads to better jobs, better pay, and a better quality of life for everyone. It is a driver of economic improvement, and all of us have seen it here in Stark County. We will continue to see it here at home because of the wonderful work that STC has done. So when we look upon these facilities and the great expansion of this campus over the years, and we have seen it expand from the first building that was put here many years ago to this big campus that we have now, we must think of this not as a tax burden, but as an investment in our future, because that's exactly what it is. So again, thank you to STC, the Board of Directors, the professors, teaching staff, and everyone else involved. Like Dr. Reed mentioned, the partnership with Roma ISD is a really good and strong partnership. We have students, like she said, that attend colleges all over the nation. But a lot of them have their start here at STC as juniors and seniors. So once they get into college, they've already got an advantage of already so many hours of college when they become freshmen at other universities. So that's been a great thing to see. Before closing, I also would like to thank Valley Metro Transportation Services. I don't know if there's anybody here from Valley Metro, but they provided the transportation services to many of our residents in Roma. We have many of those people that use the service to come here and attend college. And without that service, many of them would not have access because they don't have the transportation. So thanks again to everyone involved. Dr. Reed, the Board of Directors of STC, you've done a wonderful job, and we're very grateful for the investment and the educational opportunities that you're providing to our citizens. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mayor. Another group that we want to thank, in your program, we have listed those that were involved directly with the construction, and we want to express appreciation to D. Wilson Construction Company, to Hector Garcia with Mata Garcia Architects, Gabriel Hinojosa with Signa HN Engineering, Mario Reyna Jr. with Meldon and Hunt, and Scott Pajeski with SSP Design. And of course, Gilbert Gallegos with Broadus and Associates. That's the group that did the heavy lifting. Thank you all. Another group that did tremendous lifting would be the administrators, the deans, the program chairs, our faculty, our staff in construction. It was quite an effort. People were intimately involved in the design and the redesign of these buildings to get them to be state-of-the-art so that they do meet the needs of our students who are going to be representing Starr County and South Texas College. We want to provide the very best facilities we can for their educational and workforce training experience. I want to take just a quick minute and share with you some of what you will see in these facilities. I know it's been kind of rotating for you. Well, this was our groundbreaking, and as been said, it's hard to believe it was 2 years ago. So you can see our health professions in science building emerging from the ground. This fall, we'll be able to offer the licensed vocational nursing program. We hope to expand the offering of nursing and allied health programs here in Starr County. We're especially interested in the licensed vocational nursing program because if we can get that started, those students will be able to then transition into our associate degree nursing program and take their licensure to be registered nurses in Texas. It's slowly coming together. I do hope that you will be able to go through the facility. This will be the first time that we will actually have chemistry and biology labs for this campus. They are truly state-of-the-art. The program chairs for both biology and chemistry were very involved. They were quite a challenge to our architects, to our contractors, and our program manager. But when it was said and done, we got what was needed for our students. We will have what are called simulation sites for our nursing students. These mannequins, probably $70,000, $80,000 a piece. They perform every human function. They get sick, they wet the bed, they throw up, they have heart attacks, you name it. But this is the technology for preparing future nurses and healthcare professionals. State-of-the-art computer labs. There will be 4 new computer labs in the facility. We're also going to have small study rooms so that students can work together in a small, quiet space for tutoring each other. The thermal plant, this was a big investment, but it is, in the long run, going to save the college and the taxpayers millions of dollars because it will be the most efficient facility for providing heating and cooling for this entire campus. A new library. This will be open to the public. Everybody will be welcome. The school districts will be welcome to take advantage of this new library. And again, it will be state-of-the-art. The semi is still unloading furniture, so it is a work in progress. Beautiful, beautiful facility. Part of the new concepts in the library is having big open study areas where groups of students can work together collaboratively, discuss their projects, prepare videos, use the computers, also quiet study areas and multi-purpose rooms. Very interesting furniture, fabulous colors. The students were involved in the selection. This is what they liked. This is what they wanted. We've expanded the student activities building, and we have expanded the student services building. Both were critically needed. We just didn't have space to accommodate students. We didn't even have a room this size, but now we do. We'll be able to accommodate a lot of activities from the community. This is the original student services building. We have our nice addition. Lots of room for students. That's what it's all about. And there's one special person. Where is Mr. Sines? Do you want to come on up and share some comments? You all remember Mr. Sines. I think he was the high school principal for half the audience, weren't you? He was one of our first campus managers. He really was responsible for the original landscaping, kind of taking us to task and saying, you really ought to be using native vegetation. Those plants you're proposing won't grow or live in Starr County. He helped us understand what the students needed and was such an advocate. We owe a great deal to Mr. Sines. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning. This event kind of took me down memory lane because I was one of the folks from Stark County that was in the committee that originally started the concept of bringing the college here. And I remember the different meetings throughout the valley. And I wish you all had been there present when we had the meeting to select a name for the college. I remember also Bren went through a trying time because he got about 70 different recommendations. Finally, we narrowed down to a geographic area of the state, and I think it has served us well. Many years ago, I was superintendent of Rio Grande City, CISD, when a lady walked in, and for the first time I met Dr. Shirley Reed. And you know, first impressions are very lasting, aren't they? You did not disappoint Shirley Reed at all. I've always admired you for your leadership, for your humanity, and for getting things done, which is the bottom line. If the students that started the first class in Stark County would be here today and see what has become, they would probably say, what happened to us? But our first classes were held in an abandoned washateria. Come a long ways, haven't we? A health class in a washateria. And then we grew, and I remember the building we had at the Fort Ringo, a few buildings there that they loaned to us. And I had just stopped being superintendent at Fort Ringo, and some of the custodians did not know that I had left. the superintendency. So I was able to get a lot of things done because they thought I was still superintendent there. And as Mr. Salinas can tell you, you can get a lot of things done if you have a concept like that. So, but we also were very thankful to the school districts because they loaned us their high schools at night to hold classes when the building was vacant. And that was a great partnership, and that partnership exists to this day and probably stronger than ever. So it has taken a lot. We trace our steps back, and we marvel at the folks that did a lot with very little. And now we have to marvel at the folks that have everything at their disposal so that they can really improve their lives and the lives of their families. So after I retired from the superintendency, Dr. Reed and Dr. Medkit called me to the campus at STC, and of course we inherited a campus, the old technical college that was there, and so we were also living in borrowed facilities at the inceptions of the college. And they said, how about helping us start the college in Stark County? We need some help. And I told them, yeah, I'll help you for 1 year. And you know that is the most terrible mistake we can hear, because that 1 year is stretched into 18 years. And 35 in public education, you do the math. But I've always considered my involvement with STC, and in particular my involvement with the Stark County campus, one of the greatest things that ever happened to me. And I shall never forget, and I want to thank all the fine people that have helped us get to this point. So enjoy, be proud, and may our new generations and future generations be served well by us and our facilities. Thank you.
Thank you for the memory lane, Mr. Sines. That washateria, that was the only building we could find that had running water. Yeah, fond memories. We've come a long way. Those of you who get the Monitor, or even if you don't, this wrap has been put on all the editions of the Monitor coming into Starr County and Western Hidalgo. It shows the buildings. It's a nice remembrance. It also tells us what new programs we're going to have in the fall. Advanced manufacturing, we're going to start automotive, electrical technology, heating, ventilation, air conditioning, welding, office administrative careers, accounting clerk, management, business administration, and of course our licensed vocational nursing program. So do register. It's all the information needed for you. I'm going to see if we're going to be brave and go outside for a ribbon cutting. I get thumbs up. Okay, are you ready to do it?
On the count of three.
Ready?
One,
2, 3.
Congratulations to all of us.